Hey guys, this story is about the strange voices that were coming out from walls at the Oduduwa area, New Town in Ondo Kingdom, Ondo State. So the residents of Oduduwa area in Ondo State were haunted by strange voices. This happened between the 7th of December 2016 and 10th of December 2016. So it all started on Wednesday night, the 7th of December 2016. The residents of Oduduwa area, Newtown in Ondo State, started hearing strange voices on that Wednesday night. And it was quite scary. They were wondering, where is this voice coming from? It turned out the voice was coming from a wall. So there was a wall in between their house, talking about the people that were hearing this voice directly, in between their own fence, and they could hear the voice coming from the fence. But that Wednesday night, they could not really ascertain what part of the house the voice was coming from until the next morning when the voice continued to pop out. Someone kept talking, and the words that were being uttered were incoherent, and they had to start tracing the voices. At some point, when they make statements or comments, the voice or the person will echo back what they had said. So at first, they laughed over it when it was daybreak, because they thought that, okay, maybe it was somebody from over the fence, maybe from the other side of the fence that was doing that. So when the voice became so much, they decided to ask the people over the other fence if there was someone there that was repeating the words they were saying on this end. And the people from the other side also said they've been hearing the voices as well, and they actually thought that these other people from the other compound had a visitor who was actually doing that. Now, they sensed trouble. They knew there was trouble, because if the people from the other side of the fence are saying they're also hearing these voices, but they do not know where it's coming from or who is saying anything, and these people are having the same feeling, then there's trouble. So that went on for 3 good days and nights. According to these residents, the voice kept saying things like, "I am Jesus Christ, I am Judas Iscariot, I am the one who killed Jesus, and bring your gari," stuff like that. So incoherent. And they said there were nights, within these 3 nights that they didn't sleep at all, because they were scared that they were being haunted by a ghost. There was no way they could even imagine what it turned out to be. So gradually, after the first day, they traced the voice. After the second day, to the wall. They could ascertain that the voice was coming from the wall. Now I'm talking of the wall of the fence that separates their own resident from the other part of the building. The other part of the building is said to be a complex that has shops. So even at night, when the shop owners have closed their shops, that voice persists. Now, when they traced the voice to the wall on Saturday, the 10th of December 2016, they decided to break the wall, because the owner of the other wall, the owner of the other building that had the shop complex, they said does not live in Nigeria, so they couldn't reach him. So they had to go report to the police, and they decided to break the wall. Guys, you won't believe what turned out to be. So they started breaking the walls, and to the shock of onlookers, it turned out there was a 16-year-old boy trapped in the fence. You're shocked, right? I know. Okay, so this is what actually happened. The other shopping complex had a wall built by them, and then these other people that resident in this other compound had a wall built by them. So there seemed to be a very tiny space of about 10 inches between both walls. So apart both walls, both fences, there is a 10 inches space, not more than 10 inches. So this 16 years old boy was found in between those two fences, talking about 10 inches apart. He was found in there naked and very emaciated. So they broke the walls and they brought him out. They washed him and they decided to hand him over to the police. They said afterwards his mother got to the scene and they referred her to the police station where the boy was taken. And people began to speculate, maybe the little boy was a wizard, otherwise how could he have gotten in between two fences that are not more than 10 inches apart? So those questions were bothering on people's mind. Some people said maybe he was a wizard that was flying at night, and then as an animal, maybe a bird, and then he turned into a human after he had fallen between the walls. I can't say, I'm not a witch, but it sort of makes sense, but I don't know if it's logical though. Some other people said the boy had mental issues. There's a further finding revealed that the boy was an Indian hemp smoker who was dealing with mental health issues. So the story said the mother was taking him to a prophetess for prayer, and then he escaped from the mother because she had taken him there before. I think she was taking him there for the second time, and this time around the little boy escaped from his mother's control and then probably climbed over the fence and fell in between. I don't know what else to say. So how he stayed there for 3 days and nights and survived it, I think he was lucky, right? Now I need to say this: a lot of people mix up mental health issues with spiritual issues. People need to understand when someone is going through mental health issue and take him to the appropriate place for treatment. And this, we're talking of a psychiatric hospital. There's nothing wrong with taking your loved ones who are suffering any form of mental health illness to the psychiatric hospital where they can get appropriate care. Everything isn't spiritual. Africans, not everything, not every problem is spiritual. So that aside, guys, it turned out that this guy, this 16 years old boy, is called Adura Bemi, and Channel Television visited the scene where it occurred. After some days, they couldn't see the boy to interview him, but they were able to talk with residents who gave account of how it all happened. And some residents even said they were at the verge of packing out of their homes because they were scared that a ghost was actually haunting them. It must have been a traumatizing experience. I don't even want to imagine it. But thank God that it turned out to be a human being and one that needed help. And we hope that he had received the help that he really needs, and not taking him to places where he would not get the right solution. Guys, I can't begin to imagine what those people went through. So before I continue, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, and don't fail to turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to know when we upload a new video. Don't forget to like this video and leave your comment below on your thoughts, and do well to share. Guys, whenever you have any kind of fear, make your inquiries, be sure of what is causing the fear before you raise any form of alarm. So it turned out the voice that was coming out from the wall wasn't a ghost after all. It was a little human that got trapped in between the walls. How, we cannot really tell, but he needed help, and thank God help came through for him just in time. So guys, like I said earlier, if you enjoyed watching this video, please like it, leave your comments below, and share. In the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of your emotions, take care of your mental health. Be kind to yourself, be kind to the people around you, and always be safe. I remain Dr. Sigel Lukun, and I love you.